You gonna let the devil win? You gonna let him keep getting you out of the right heart posture? You gonna let him cause you to respond to somebody else's actions in a way that is not conducive or reflective of what you're called to or who it is that you're called to be? Are you going to allow the same attacks, the same tricks of the enemy, the same strategies and tactics that he always takes to prevail in your life just because it's hard? Just because you've been dealing with problems for too long? Just because you're tired of being patient? Just because you're tired of waiting on your opportunity? Just because you are frustrated and dealing with emotional turmoil on the inside, are you going to allow the devil to show everybody that you are not truly a kingdom ambassador, that you are not truly a representation of Christ, that you are not truly a reflection of the righteous fruits of the Spirit that God has called us to obtain and walk with and carry on a day-to-day basis? Are you going to allow other people to see that you are not consistent, that you are lukewarm in your Christianity? Are you going to show God that he cannot trust you to be a steward over your own reactions, over your own thought processes, over your own heart postures? How can you expect God to give you even more, to elevate you to more, to give you a greater seat, to give you a greater position, if what you are already carrying, which is yourself, you cannot control, you cannot manage, you cannot steward in a way that God is pleased with? Are you going to allow the devil to cause you to subject yourself to an unrighteous position where you constantly walk around fleshly, where you constantly walk around reflecting fleshly responses and fleshly desires and falling into fleshly temptations and allowing yourself to talk like everybody else because you have forgotten you are called to be in this world, but not of it. You are called to sustain the suffering. You are called to sustain the affliction. You are called to sustain the pain. You are called to sustain the pressure. And then you are called to step over it. Then you are called to step through it. Then you are called to walk through it. Then you are called to prevail. Then you are called to tap into your dominion. Then you are called to tap into your authority. Then you are called to tap into the godliness on the inside of you, the godliness that God created, the one that is anointed, the one that is appointed, the one that is called, the one that is preordained, the one that is a leader. Will you allow yourself to be the version of you that you are really not? Or will you identify with the Spirit of God that has been placed on the inside of you, the version of yourself that you are called to align with, the version of you that you are called to walk in, the version of you that you are called to operate out of? Will you be who you really are, or will you be a false identity? Will you allow the devil to trick you into believing that you are somebody that you are not, just because this is your representation in the flesh, just because you show up as Ashley, or you show up as Sarah, or you show up as Josh, or you show up as Jacob, when in reality you have a whole nother name that you don't even know, but your heavenly Father has given it to you before the foundation of the earth. Before he placed you in your mother's womb, there was a name that he had already given you. There was a purpose he had already given you. There was an identity he had already given you. So will you align yourself and deny your flesh to walk into who you really are? Or will you stand in a position because it's convenient, because it's comfortable, because it's easy to stand in a place where you identify with who everybody else sees you as, where people can say, I knew they wouldn't really a Christian. I knew they didn't really serve God. I knew it was just a matter of time. I knew they was gonna crack. I knew they was gonna break. Don't you understand that the devil has sent his witches and his demons and his warlocks and his imps in the form of human beings to prey on your downfall, to wait for you to slip, that sit back and watch you, waiting for you to fail, waiting for you to fall into your flesh, waiting for you not to reflect God, just so that they can attack your character, so they can call you outside of your name, so they can talk about your heart posture, so they can talk about your thought process, so they can talk about your actions. People are waiting for you to mess up. They waiting for you to fail, so the enemy can send them like a demonic army to attack you and make you look bad, to attack you and make you not look trustworthy, to attack you and make you not look like a reflection of God, when the reality of it is, if you can choose, if you can have the gut, if you can have the discipline, if you can have the wherewithal on the inside of you to snatch yourself together while you got tears coming down your face, while you are upset, while you are anxious, while you are frustrated, while you are feeling all the emotions in your flesh that don't don't reflect God to still take a stand and say, I'm going to be godly. I'm going to choose righteousness. I'm going to operate in silence. I'm going to move in wisdom. I'm going to move in discernment. I'm going to be who God has called me to be, even when everything that I'm feeling is trying to get me to be opposite of what God has called me to. I'm going to stand in my true identity and not the identity of the enemy. I'm going to stand in my true calling and not the call of Satan. I'm going to stand operating in my purpose and chasing and pursuing my destiny and not stand in a place of stagnation because the devil wants me to sit still because of my emotional instability and my frustration and the attacks that come at me. I'm going to be who God has called for me to be. I'm going to choose who I'm supposed to be. I'm going to identify as the righteous and the called despite what's going on, because I have the power of a choice and the power of God on the inside of me that says I can stand in my righteousness despite all the riffraff. I can stand in my calling despite the confusion. I can stand in my power and in my purpose despite the pressure and the pain. If you receive that and agree with that, comment, I am not going to let the devil win this fight.